Namaste, 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 beautiful people. Hope you are well. It's really beautiful to connect with you. Thank you so much for tuning in if you're watching this. I wanted to share a little transmission because I know that so many of us, so many of you are feeling this intensity, this surge of intensity since the eclipse last Friday. And I have a lot of people contacting me, asking me for support. I'm meeting a lot of people, speaking to a lot of people who are asking me, what's going on? Is it normal for this intensity to still be here after the eclipse? Like, what is happening right now? Why are so many of us going through this really super intense time? So I just want to focus rather than breaking down the astrology of the time. I just want to focus in on the eclipse, because this very much is a question coming up right now. So it is completely normal and natural for the eclipse portal to be felt, the intensity of the eclipse, of the electromagnetic frequencies, of the light codes, of the shifts on our planet and shifts in our body, how all of that's interacting with our body, with our water. It is very, very, very normal and natural for us to be feeling this intensity a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month after the eclipse. And I want to explain to you just a little bit as to why. Okay, I'm not going to go into it too deeply, but just to give you an idea. So the eclipse is happening because of the alignment with the north node, the south node of the moon itself with the earth and with the sun. And this happens only a certain number of times every year. And when it happens, this powerful alignment is felt so strongly on us, on our electromagnetic frequencies. Our electromagnetic frequency interacts with the EM frequency of the moon, the north, the south node, and the sun itself. The occlusion of the radiance of the sun also is something that is felt by us, and the alignment itself produces a particular energetic emanation that we feel because we're here, we're resident on the earth, so it's completely natural. And right down to our biochemical structure, we are made of 90% water or whatever it is. The moon is very, very influential on the water, particularly. The structure of our body at that cellular level and at the quantum level is very much interfacing with these energies. So that's just a little bit of a snapshot as to why we feel it so intensely. Now, the other thing is that the transits of the north node and the south node of the moon in relation to the transit of the moon itself, in relation to the transit of the sun, is very long, okay? So the eclipses are also to do with the alignment of the north and the south points of the moon. And this creates this ecliptical nature. It's also to do with the positioning of the moon in relation to the earth. And it's also to do with the way that the earth is tilted on its axis. And it's sort of oblong shaped, actually. It's not fully spherical. So it means that the earth sort of spins like this, but it kind of wobbles as well. And all of that together, it's really hard even for me to get my head around it, but all of that together creates these ecliptical patterns. So you don't need to understand that, but the one thing I want to point out is the north and the south node of the moon, Rahu and Ketu. We call this in Vedic astrology. And in Western, it's the north and the south node of the moon. The ecliptic, or the path, the orbital path, this is what we follow in astrology. Those paths take very, very long to move and to shift, okay, in relation to the sun and the earth. So the experience of time of those pathways in relation to the experience of time of the moon and the experience of time of the sun and of the earth all of these experiences of time are interacting, and they're all moving at different speeds, shall we say, different rates. Now, the north and south node of the moon, they move very, 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 very slowly. It actually takes them around 18 and a half years to come back to the same place that they were when we were born. So we know that with the sun, that takes 1 year, okay? But with the north and south node, it takes for us, in comparison to our life, it takes a very long time to spin and come back. So this length of time just gives you an indication of just how long it takes for their energies to be felt by us, okay? So we are going to be in this eclipse portal for a long time. It's going to linger. We're going to feel it as their transit moves very slowly in relation to Earth's transit, for example, and we're very resident here on Earth. So this is a little bit as to why we feel the in eclipse energy so intensely after the eclipse. And this is really a time for us to go inwards and to not be concerned with what we're doing and getting things right and being productive. Because of the nature of these energies, the intensity of these energies, it's really important for us to create that stability, that core, unshakable stability within us. And it's not important for you to try and make it unshakable, but we have the opportunity to create this solid stability that we can anchor into at this time and work on that need to be doing other things, work on the need to be productive, work on the need to distract oneself, and really take this opportunity to practice anchoring in your presence. So a lot is shifting, and it may feel subtle, but actually very, very, very powerful. I know personally my bleed has come early because of the eclipse. I am also feeling heavier in the morning. I'm feeling heavier during the day. And I there's other stuff coming up for me with certain relationships, things that I'm working through. I'm definitely feeling that this portal has allowed this stuff to come up in a bigger way. And because I'm anchoring, I'm present within myself, I'm allowing this portal to open up the space and seeing what comes through. Because I've done that and not felt the need to overextend in other areas of my life, I've been able to hear the wisdom coming through. I've been able to see the discomfort, feel the discomfort, be with that discomfort and that vulnerability at a greater depth. And this is the thing that people sometimes, I think we kind of miss the sense that our discomfort is there to be witnessed and be seen. This is a very normal and important step, a part of the trauma release process. And if we don't hold that space, if we don't learn to sit with the discomfort and feel it, then we are bypassing our trauma. And it's just that energy is going to sit in the system, because when memories come up, when discomfort comes up, it is a sign that that stuff is ready to be released on some level. And so we have to be an active participant of that with our own consciousness, working with our parts, create this greater levels of safety so that we can journey into this. We can sit with that discomfort, we can sit with the triggers, we can sit with the pain and the suffering and the trauma, and just acknowledge it, give thanks to it, and allow it to naturally be released, because it's spontaneously unburdening all of the time. Okay. And when we're able to do this, when we're able to sit with the discomfort, we're actually able to go into greater depths of vulnerability, because we no longer feel the need, or we can work through that need to suppress and push away. So we can be more vulnerable with ourselves. We can tend to those parts of ourselves more when we're able to have this presence, which is, really down to our stability and our willingness to sit with it. So for those of you out there that have the capacity to do that, beautiful, take that one step further and really utilize this time and this space to really create these opportunities. And for those of you that are finding it very, very, finding it challenging to be in your presence and to root down and to allow yourself this space, I would love to advise you on a couple of things that you can do. So please head on over to my YouTube channel. I have a few short practices, 10 to 18-minute practices that are grounding, that are soothing, that are stabilizing, and some that are energizing as well. And I recommend that you pick one of those short videos and just do that for 7 days. Just 10 minutes, 7 days. Open up that space for yourself in the morning or in the afternoon and move through the motions of the breath and of energy, these tantra practices, which are going to bring you into alignment energetically. Work with your both aspects of your Kundalini Shakti, the divine feminine and masculine elements. Very important to be working with that to help us create our stability. And work here with the Manipura, the solar plexus. This is really our core, and this is the place that our commitment and our drive comes from. So this is a really beautiful place to work with, and you'll find practices on my channel, especially activating, energizing, soothing practices that focus here on the Manipura. So I would also recommend visualizations for rooting down into the earth. So imagining that there are roots growing from the lower part of your body, from your hips, from the base of your spine, from your feet and your legs into the earth, and just follow this like a beautiful shamanic journey. Just follow it into the earth and anchor in, give gratitude to the earth, and just allow yourself to ground, to release that excess energy and charge from your body. That's another really beautiful practice that you can do. Eat lots of grounding foods like root vegetables, walk barefoot, chanting grounding mantras. You will find so much on my YouTube channel. If there's anything else that you require, just get in touch, drop me a message and let me know how this landed with you. I would love to connect with you. I'd love to hear what you're moving through and if this helped in any way. And yeah, I'm just sending you lots of love and blessings on your journey. Namaste.